We are unspinning the political headlines with Roger Putnam of Putnam Roby Williamson Communications and Brian Schimming of Midwest Strategy, also vice chair of the state Republican Party. So we're going to talk about the latest Marquette Law School poll results. They show Governor Walker leading Democratic candidate Mary Burke 48 to 41%, which is almost the same. Those are almost the same numbers as they had back in January. So I'm wondering what this tells you about the campaigns and kind of what we can expect going forward.
I think that three major things. One, voters still aren't paying attention. Two, Republicans still have major problems. And three, the Burke campaign has not defined itself yet, and that's important. You know, millions of dollars have been spent outside money, haven't moved the needle for Walker. That's a problem. You know, one of the major issues, he's unveiled tax cuts, and that hasn't moved the needle a whole bunch. And then finally, you know, this whole issue of promising 250,000 jobs. 80% of those polled said that they didn't think he was going to make that number, and more importantly, 73% say that was an important factor in how they're going to vote in November.
Roger, keep talking yourself into that. That's the first time I've ever heard somebody who was 7 points behind go, this is really a good poll for us. Look, she's still behind, and she's spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time wrapping Governor Walker, and yet this election is about going forward, not going backward. I think people understand that. Unemployment rate in Wisconsin down to 6.1% from 7.8% that he inherited from Governor Doyle, in addition to the $3.5 billion budget deficit. What the poll showed, in addition to showing that over half the people thought the state was going in the right direction, employer confidence up over 90 points. If the Democrats stick with that line, I know they'll lose the election.
Go ahead.
Well, this is what I want to know now, and I want you each to address this because I think there are concerns for both campaigns. Walker's approval rating has dropped 4 points, not the greatest. At the same time, 59% say they don't know enough about Burke. So how do these impact the race?
Well, two thoughts on the not knowing Burke. Yes, they're absolutely, the campaign needs to get on that horse and start riding, because they've gone now 2 successive polls with it. Now, that number of the unknown for Burke has dropped from 70 plus to 59, so that's better. But there's a lot of work to be done, and she needs to move the needle there, and I think that's what the whole Invest for Success, her economic plan, 40 pages of a good, rock-solid, well-received plan.
Well, if Mary Burke wants to release a jobs plan, here's the first page for her. Bring those 800 jobs that her company shipped to China back for Wisconsin workers. That can be her first part of her jobs plan. But then be realistic, not be realistic, but be honest with the voters of this state. Her first ad about jobs got a pants-on-fire lie rating from the National PolitiFact organization. Look, they're going to have to start out with something better than just criticizing Governor Walker. The facts don't support her, and PolitiFact showed it.
Brian, Roger, thanks. We appreciate your insights as always. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and we'll see you after the break.